And a good evening to everybody. Happy July. Welcome to Shirley B. Winston Park Recreation Center, Columbus Parks and Recreation. Get ready. It's the Summer Adult Basketball League semifinals, and we have got two fantastic games for you today on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. First up, You Already Lost, led by their head coach and JV Spencer coach, Coach Frank Wilcox, owner of Frank's Collision Center. His team is in gray, taking on Uptown. Talking to some of the players from Uptown. They got a mixture of players from Columbus and players from out of the state. They are led by their coach, Chris Green. We'll get ready to start this. And the PA announcer is Aunt Merritt, if you're familiar with that name. So they're excited about this, and Ant's going to get the crowd fired up. And I know that the people that came out here are going to get ready to see some exciting adult summer league basketball. Some of the players are looking at the rosters. Local legends here in the Chattahoochee Valley, including A.J. Watts, who played at Carver. He is on the Uptown team. And later tonight, we've got Money Calling, led by their coach, Deshaun Laz, taking on the Vipers, led by the coaches, Dr. Tasha Mahone and Angela Culliver. And if I'm looking at that roster, that's pretty much the Columbus, Georgia Vipers who played in the ABA and the Circle City Pythons. And we are in for a treat for you today. My producer, Chris Gates, has made it, and we are ready to start this basketball game. Aunt Merritt, he's going to take it away. He's going to announce the starting lineups. Don't go anywhere. It's Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's the Adult Summer League. And it's coming up next. We're back. Shirley B. Winston Park. We've got You Already Lost. Such a creative team name. Why bother show up? You already lost. That's a team name that displays confidence. Take it on Uptown. And my man Curtis Simpson, Director of Parks and Rec, in the building. We want to thank him for allowing us to be here. One of the members to keep an eye on, number 0, former Columbus State basketball player and current Shaw basketball coach, Chris Horton, a.k.a. Old School. He is wearing number 0, and he is in the starting lineup for You Already Lost. Uptown. They've got several players, including A.J. Watts. I was talking to a player earlier. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio. It's pretty awesome to go ahead and play in this league. And there we go. We're ready to start this matchup, as it's brought to you by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Gordy Eye Care, and Kinetic Credit Union. We want to thank Columbus Parks and Recreation, and want to thank Mr. Curtis Simpson for allowing us to be here. Here we go. We're getting ready to kick this one off. Jared Cottingham over there for Uptown. We also have Winfred Ivey. Ladarius Jones. He is wearing number 3. And getting ready to tip is Kyle Williams, and the ref says that tip doesn't count. We're gonna do that one again. Got Christian B for You Already Lost, and You Already Lost won the tip. Here we go. It's the semifinals. Shot, long 3-ball attempt by Zay Horton, and that's rebounded by Ivy. Ivy takes it across the key. Swings it over, driving the lane. What power. How about that by Ladarius Jones? Keyshawn Fleeton. Top of the key. Kyle Williams. In the corner. Old School's calling for the ball. Pump fake. Old School. 3-ball. Top of the iron. No good. It's rebounded by Devontae Brown. Jones dribbles between the legs. Passes over to Brown, top of the key. Thought about the 3. Dishes it inside to Anthony Smith, and what a block. Block by Christian B. Pushing it up. Horton, 3, no good. And Ivy coming up with a board. Scoreless here in the first semifinal game here, and and a block by Old School. Christopher Horton with the rejection. He almost tried to pick the pocket of Jones, and that is up and in. Anthony Smith. It is quickly 4-0 here as Uptown with the lead. Christian inside, trying to take it. Ivy comes up with a steal. Pass over to Jones. Corner 3, no good. That was Cottingham. Jared Cottingham. 25 actually is A.J. Watts. Got the jersey wrong. I want to make sure to give A.J. Watts a shout out. He won a state championship with Carver. 2019 legendary coach Warren Beulah. That was a very special year for Carver as well, as That is going to be rebounded by Horton. That's a three. Give it to him. Christian B makes it 5-4. Got 20-minute halves. And then we'll turn around and we'll play that next game at 8:15 approximately. That is no good. And back to you already lost. Love that team name. They are led by Coach Frank Wilcox. I was talking to Coach Wilcox before this game. I was like, man, you look so familiar. Where have I seen you before? Of course, he is the Spencer JV coach. Also the owner of Frank's Collision Center in Columbus. There's a fadeaway jumper back in the iron, no good. Look at that rebound. Ripped down just with authority. And then coast to coast, Kenny Smith. Or, no, not Kenny Smith. That's Christopher Horton. My bad. That's blocked. I had the rosters wrong. I didn't look up and see. Hey, that's old school. Old school's got 2 points. I know I'm excited to see Christopher Horton in the Shaw Raiders in his first year as head coach. He has got a fun and exciting team. Big shout out to Ant Merritt that's doing the PA announcing. Talked to him a little bit before this started. And I know if it's a big event in Columbus, they're going to get Ant Merritt to PA for it. All right, here comes Uptown. Uptown, Cottingham. Top of the key. Looking for the screen. Oh, dishes inside to Anthony Smith. Fadeaway jumper, no good. And Christopher Horton with the rebound. Look at Horton with the ball skills, trying to get it to the big man inside, Kyle Williams. This has been fast-paced. It is early on. You already lost with a 7-4 lead. Don't forget, we've got the Vipers and money calling at 8:15. In case you're wondering, that is the Columbus, Georgia Vipers from the ABA. Oh, what a three. Keyshawn Fleeton. How about that? 10-4. You already lost lead. Timeout. We'll be back. It's the semifinal here live from Shirley B. Winston Park on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Welcome back, Shirley B. Winston Park. We've got You Already Lost leading Uptown 10-4. Don't forget the championship game will be this Thursday. This has been just a fantastic recreational adult basketball league. That was short. Here comes Kyle Williams splitting the defense, trying to get his own rebound, but the able to get it back. Three-pointer, Christian B, no good. Not really a deep bench for either team. I know that, yeah, nothing was, You Already Lost has 2 players on the bench. That it is 10-6. Horton. 3 is good. Little shake and bake. 13-6. That is short by Kenny Smith. Thought about it. That would have been a long 3. That's a long 3 for Keyshawn Fleeton. You already lost with the largest lead of the game. Almost a block, and that's going to go in. That's going to be a basket by A.J. Watts. 3 ball, Horton. He's starting to heat up, but you got Uptown. Shot, no good. That's going to be rebounded by Smith. Over in the corner, back out to Watts. Here's Watts driving the lane. A.J. Watts coming up short. You talk about a stud, not only on the basketball court, but also on the football field. A.J. Watts. I tell you, that was a very special team. The Carver Tigers winning a basketball championship in 2019, and A.J. Watts was a part of that team. Oh, and Carl Ivy Jr. checking into the game. The Brookstone, he coached at Brookstone. He's also been an assistant at Columbus State. You already lost his ball. Here comes Ivy. Trying to pivot. Back out of Fleeton. Fleeton, he's heating up. Here we go. Keyshawn Fleeton. That rim, if this was NBA Jam, that rim would be on fire. It is an 11-point lead for You Already Lost. There's a fadeaway jumper, and that is short by Ladarius Jones. And Old School with a rebound. Over to Fleeton. Fleeton with the jam! Are you kidding me? What a pass from Old School. 21-8. And that's going to be a foul. And Old School, that was close, but you got Jared Cottingham going to go to the line. That was the player I talked to before this game. He is actually from Cincinnati, Ohio, playing in this adult league. Cottingham makes the first. We appreciate everybody watching us from Cincinnati, Ohio. I made sure I let Cottingham know that, he's got family back home. They can watch this on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, so. Cottingham makes 2 of 3. It is 21-10. 10:37 left to go here in the first half. We got Zay Horton being defended by Watts. Horton fadeaway on the glass and count the bucket. Horton's going to go to the line for the n1. And that was good defense by A.J. Watts, just better offense by Horton. The story of this game, You Already Lost with the hot shooting, especially from Keyshawn Fleeton and Zay Horton. Now look at that defense by Christopher Horton. He's going to preach that defense, especially to his Shaw team. It's like, this is how you play defense. You play up with your man, and there's Watts, and count the bucket. A.J. Watts, the former Carver Tiger, with the n1. Don't forget, we've got the championship this Thursday, and you got a special treat, folks. Thrift Behringer is going to be on the call for that. You talk about basketball in the community. He played with several of these players. I mean, this is really a big deal because they have just been beloved in this area, and they're still getting an opportunity to play in this adult league. And Curtis Simpson and the Columbus Parks and Recreation do a fantastic job putting on this adult league. And I think it really speaks volumes to the kids watching this, seeing coaches out here that can still play basketball, and they're showing their team, look, I could get in the gym and do this, and that's really setting the example for their kids. Here's Fleeton. Fleeton trying to get by Jones. Jones trying to pick his pocket. Got to set up the screen here as Jones comes up with a steal. How about Ladarius Jones? Driving. And Watts is fouled, and once again, A.J. Watts is going to go to the line. Want to remind everybody that this is brought to you by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Gordy Eye Care, and Kinetic Credit Union. Richard Holdridge here live from Shirley B. Winston Park. It's a beautiful complex. We were here last year for the Isaiah Crowell football camp. This is also where they have Sally Little League, and the pools are back open. That pool looked nice. They have the little splash pad, the water slide, and I know that the community has got to be excited that the pool is back. That fadeaway jumper missed by, I want to say that's Jared Adderton. They got on the roster here Jarrett A. He's wearing number 2. He's wearing number 2 for Columbus State. That might be Jared Adderton. Here's Carl Ivy Jr. Good defense by Smith. Back over to Horton. Horton on the wing. Inside, dumps it to Carl Ivy. Ivy with the spin move. Ivy, look at the body off the glass and Carl Ivy. What a post move by Carl Ivy Jr. And a steal by Ivy. It is 26-15. We got a run too. Uptown's basketball. Inside to Ladarius Jones. Jones pass it over to Smith. Smith guarded by Ivy. Back out to Jones. Now Ivy switching on Jones. Look at that tenacious defense by Ivy with the hand in the face, and he airmails it. That was great defense by Carl Ivy Jr. All the way to the rack, they're going to call an offensive foul. That was an offensive foul by Zay Horton. Great job by Uptown taking the charge. Let's see if Uptown can try to get back in this game. Don't forget, we got the Vipers and Money Calling at 8:15. Be a nice little reunion, some familiar faces I'll be excited to see. Of course, I've PA announced for the Columbus, Georgia Vipers. I've known Dr. Mahome and Angela Culliver now. I've known them for a while. And they've done a fantastic job in this community, as that is going to be a foul, and Old School saying that was supposed to be a shooting foul, but he is going to take it underneath the basket. Horton back over to Fleeton. Keep driving, doubled off the glass and in. Fleeton doing a good job not only knocking down threes, but getting some layups as well. Devontae Brown checking in. Back out to Brown. Bounce pass. Floater. Horton trying to get the rebound. Horton cannot come up with it. Brown, finger roll off the glass, no good. Another second chance effort. Fadeaway jumpers off the mark by Anthony Smith. Fleeton back out. 3, Christian B. How about that one? And we got ourselves a timeout. You already lost, leading 30-15. 3:54 left to go here in the first half. We're gonna take a break here as you're watching the adult summer basketball semifinal presented by Columbus Parks and Recreation. Back after this on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We are back. Shirley B. Winston Park, Georgia Alabama Sports Live. You already lost, leading 30-15 here in the first half. A.J. Watts splitting the defenders. Look at A.J. Watts with the power on the glass. And with the shot, he's trying to get his team back in this game. Here's Old School for three. Front of the iron, no good. A.J. Watts coming up with a big board, and he's going to try to take it coast to coast. Pull-up, jumper, off the iron, no good. Carl Ivy with a rebound. Here comes Ivy Jr. Getting by Watts. Off the glass, and it's in. How about Carl Ivy Jr. getting by his man? And he hears it from the crowd. It's 32-17. 3:08 left to go here in the first half. Good defense by Horton. See if he could try to get somebody. Watts. A.J. blocked by Old School. Back out, three-pointer, no good by Cottingham. That's off the mark, rebounded by Smith. Anthony Smith, Cottingham, alley-oop. And Jared Cottingham from Cincinnati, Ohio with the bucket. Here's Ivy, and he gets fouled. That might be on Cottingham, and Carl Ivy Jr. is going to go to the line for two. Some familiar faces with the refs as we see several of the refs that ref high school basketball in our area. It's a great time to be out in the community as Ivy makes that one. They've played here at Shirley B. Winston Park, and they've also played at the Recreation Center on Solomon Road in Midland. So it all comes down to the four remaining teams for the right to play in the championship, which we will have on Georgia Alabama Sports Live this Thursday. Here we go. Oh, that's blocked by Old School, but they're going to call that a foul. That will be a foul, and look who's going to the line. It's A.J. Watts, the former state champion from that 2018-2019 season under legendary coach Warren Beulah. A.J. Watts to the line. He's going to shoot three, and he misses the first. As this is the first day in July, which, by the way, happy Bobby Bonilla Day to you, Chris. He's going to get a paycheck all the way to age 75. Love it today. Watts makes 2 of 3. As we did summer league basketball games in the entire month of June. We got our state of the programs coming up, sitting with an athletics director. Fadeaway jumper, no good. That's going to be rebounded by Smith. We got Columbus United FC this Saturday. 3 is no good. Horton coming up with a rebound. Horton driving, and he lost it. Stolen by Ivy. And driving, blocked by Carl Ivy Jr. So you got Winfred Ivy for Uptown. And are they going to call that one a foul? I thought he got all ball. Nope, that is not a foul. Watts, 3, no good. Ivy coming up with the board. Ivy over to Fleeton. Fleeton, and he traveled, but they did not call the traveling. I know that I saw the traveling motion by some of the opposing players. They're actually going to call a foul before the travel even started. So Keyshawn Fleeton is going to go to the line. This is exciting. We got some familiar names in this first game, as they are led by their head coach, Frank Wilcox of Frank's Collision Center, and also the JV coach for the Spencer Green Wave. Fleeton makes the first. Uptown is led by their coach, Chris Green. Fleeton. He makes that one. It's 36-21. You already lost with a 15-point lead. Driving, no good. And here comes Jared Adderton, and that's going to be a missed dunk. Adderton, corner three, no good. And the putback. That is Zay Horton with the putback. Cottingham, spin move. Cottingham, he puts it in. Less than a minute to go here in the first half. Ivy quickly getting doubled. Ivy fadeaway three is off. Watts coming up with a rebound. 20 seconds. Watts over to Winfred Ivy for a three. No good. And how about Watts coming up with the tip in to cut it to 13. The full court press defense there, but Fleeton. Alley-oop, oh, the reverse jam. That would have been huge by Horton. Buzzer, no good. We're at the half where you already lost, leading 38-25 here in the semifinal game of the Adult Basketball League presented by Columbus Parks and Recreation on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And we're at the half where You Already Lost leads Uptown 38-25. As You Already Lost is also, they've got on the back of their jerseys Frank's Collision Center. So that is their sponsor. They are led by their head coach, Frank Wilcox, the JV coach for Spencer. Also owner of Frank's Collision Center. You Already Lost with the basketball. Christopher Horton takes it across the timeline. Back over to Zay Horton for three, and he hits it. Coming out the gate, You Already Lost. And a big assist by Old School. And here comes Winfred Ivey. The bounce pass. Cottingham. Jared Cottingham off the glass, no good. That's going to be a big rebound. That shot, no good. Rebounded by Carl Ivey. Actually, not Carl Ivey. That is Kyle Williams. Coach Ivey wears number 8. As that is rebounded by, coming into the game, Anthony Watts. And Watts is going to be fouled. And Watts makes the first one. 8:15 expected starting time for the next game. The winner of this game will take on the winner of that game. And that's up and in. And what a play there by Jared Cottingham getting the rebound. There's Jared Adderton to the hole. And the former Columbus State Cougar, Jared Adderton, PBC Player of the Year. Helped lead Columbus State to the second round of the NCAA tournament. That's going to be a traveling violation. And You Already Lost with the basketball. Zay Horton running the point, taking it across the timeline. Look at Old School trying to set up a screen. Back over to Fleeton. Keyshawn Fleeton. Starting to get a little chippy here, and in the second half, they've worked all season in this adult summer league, and you get to the playoff time, and there's a lot of pride on the line. And to the line will be Keyshawn Fleeton. And we got some who's who in the building watching this game, including TJ Woodson over in attendance. Along with his dad, Timothy Woodson. Big shout out. And Keyshawn Fleeton makes the first. We want to thank Curtis Simpson of Columbus Parks and Recreation for allowing us to be here. We will be here this Thursday for the championship. Fleeton misses the second. And it's been a lot of fun, and we've got a pretty decent crowd here at Shirley B. Winston Park. Columbus Parks and Recreation does a fantastic job with all the events in this area. And I tell you, if you have not gone out to any of the pools, that is like going to a water park. That pool at Solomon Road is fantastic with a water slide in the lazy river. And then this pool here at Shirley B. Winston, it's fantastic with the splash pad and the water slide. And you also got the pool at Double Churches. Parks and Rec just does a fantastic job just getting things in the community and up and running. It's a 20-point lead for You Already Lost. Christopher Horton's going to inbounds this. trying to extend this lead. He's going to pass it over to Jared Adderton, the Columbus State connection. Adderton being guarded by Cottingham. Jared Adderton loses his balance, falls to the pavement, the floor, and he gets fouled. That was a special season that Jared Adderton had, along with Jelani James, Wisdom Yuba, led by Coach Robert Moore. Finished second in the Peach Belt. They won the regular season championship and got to host the NCAA Southeast Regional. And won the first game, and then unfortunately lost to UNC Pembroke in the second round of the NCAA tournament. But overall, fantastic year for the Columbus State Cougars. Shot is no good. And that's going to be rebounded by Kyle Williams. That pass to Fleeton just off the mark. And here comes Ivy. Winford Ivy being guarded by Old School. Long three, and that is good. Three-pointer by Jared Cottingham. Fleeton trying to answer back. Anthony Watts with a board. Now here comes Ivy. Trying to get by Zay Horton. And we got ourselves a whistle. Coming up next, we've got the Vipers and Money Calling. That will be the next game here in the semifinals. Cottingham, three, short. Jared Adderton coming up with the board, and he's going to go coast to coast. Look at Jared Adderton with a move, and rebounded by A.J. Watts. Over to Cottingham. Cottingham back out, pump fake, shot, no good. They are going to call a foul. Kenny Smith is going to go to the line to shoot three. And he makes the first. It's Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Smith makes the second. It's now 50-33. And he makes all three. I'll tell you, already lost up by 16. They want to try to close this out to get to the championship. Adderton back out. Williams, no good. Rebounded by Ivy. Fleeton almost picked his pocket. Ivy trying to control his dribble. There's Cottingham. Three is short. Back out to Williams. Fleeton. Keyshawn Fleeton, no good. Nice rebound by Kyle Williams. There's the corner, three short. And Winfred Ivy. Back out to Cottingham. Jared Cottingham, and no good. And that's going to be rebounded by Christian. And that's going to be short. Here comes Anthony Watts. Watts going coast to coast off the glass and in. So Uptown trying to keep it respectable, trying to get back in this game, and that's going to be a foul. Count the bucket. Zay Horton going to the line for the N1. This truly has been a lot of fun. We are live here at Shirley B. Winston Park. We got You Already Lost, also known as Frank's Collision Center. They got that in the back of their jerseys. As that is good. The N1 is good by Zay Horton. Here's Jared Cottingham. No good. Rebounded by Christopher Horton. Gives it over to Jared Adderton. Adderton. Fadeaway jumper. Count the bucket. And Jared Adderton is going to go to the line for the and one. And that's good. Stolen by Horton. Back out. There's Zay Horton, the Horton connection. The big slam by Zay. 57-36. Ivy feeling the pressure. They got Kenny Smith. Anthony Watts in the corner. Thought about shooting the three. Watts over to Smith. Smith, corner three. No good. And that tipped by Carl Ivy Jr. back to old school. Back out to Carl Ivy. Bounce pass to Adderton. Adderton, no look pass. Alley-oop, Jared Adderton. And there's a give and go by Zay Horton to Jared Adderton. And that is teamwork right there for You Already Lost. There's Cottingham. I'll tell you, Jared Cottingham's had a pretty decent game for Uptown. Anthony Watts. Watts driving the lane, and old school trying to go for the block, but Watts ends up making it. Now it's a little fast pace. Three-pointer is good by Christian B. Old school with a rebound. Jared Adderton, alley-oop, and there you go. Zay Horton with a big slam. We are back. Shirley B. Winston Park. We've got the team. They call themselves You Already Lost. Such a bold team name. But they're also known as Frank's Collision Center, led by their coach, Frank Wilcox, who's also the JV coach of Spencer. Taking on Uptown. Uptown's got a mixture of several players from this area and players like Jared Cottingham from Cincinnati, Ohio. There's Kenny Smith. Three ball, no good. And that's rebounded by Gucci. Man, like the XFL, they got nicknames. Loving it. I got a roster. I got some nicknames. What is that? Here's a three. Three ball by Christian B. Look at that full court press. Ivy, pull-up jumper, top of the key, and count it. Three ball for Winford Ivy. Jared Adderton trying to answer back with a three of his own. And rebounded by Horton. Horton off the glass and in. Zay Horton with a big bucket. Look at the trap, trying to get the steal from Smith. Gucci almost got that back, and Ivy, wide open three, no good. But that's going to be rebounded by Devontae Brown for the bucket. And it's 69-45. Adderton, little post move, and the tip, trying to get his own rebound. Ivy coming up with the board. Devontae Brown back over to Ivy in the corner, back to Brown. Good crisp passing. Kenny Smith, top of the key. Rattles in and out, and that is tipped. That's going to be over. And there's Carl Ivy Jr. with a three-pointer attempt. Over to Cottingham. Cottingham, and that's going to be up and in. I mean, it's right now with 8:23 left to go. That alley-oop, almost made it. Adderton with an offensive rebound. Up, no good. And Anthony Smith over to Ivy. Ivy off the glass and in. Well, Uptown has cut it to 20. Here's Carl Ivy Jr. off the lob pass. He was trying to go for the dunk for Jared Adderton. And then Brown makes it an 18-point lead for You Already Lost, and Coach Wilcox wants a timeout. I want to appreciate everybody watching us on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. First day of July. Hope everybody has a happy 4th of July weekend. Don't forget, we'll have more Sitting with an Athletics Director state of the programs. We'll have Northside. That will air this week. We got the championship game this Thursday. Don't know if we're going to have anything going on the 4th of July, but on July 5th, Columbus United FC taking on Montgomery United FC. You can catch a replay of that on the 6th, as that will be live streamed on NBC Sports Engine Play. And, of course, another episode of Step Up, Make a Difference this Sunday with the coach, Dr. Marty Durden and Mike Peacock. Nothing was, there we go. Christian B with a shot, no good. Devontae Brown driving to the lane, trying to get his own rebound. Now they're just having fun out there. Adderton back out, up and in by Christian B. Back to a 20-point lead for You Already Lost. Smith, finger roll. Ant Merritt on the PA announcing system, doing a fantastic job with the PA announcing. And there's a three as he's calling it. That was Kyle Williams with the three-pointer. Back to a 21-point lead for You Already Lost. Ivy, three of his own, no good. That's going to be rebounded by Anthony Smith. Back to Ivy. Let Ivy shoot it again. Smith gets his own rebound. Back out to Kenny Smith. Corner three, no good. Jared Adderton coming up with a rebound. Adderton, and that's going to be a one-handed jam by Christian B. Anthony Smith off the glass and in. 21-point lead for You Already Lost. Christian B, no good. Smith back out. Anthony Smith with a dunk. There's a good dunk right there. And now Jared Adderton with the ball. Spin move, Jared Adderton. And that's going to be a foul on Adderton, trying to swipe it away from Ivy. 5:49 left to go. Here in this game, You Already Lost with a 76-57 lead over Uptown. And here goes Jared Cottingham, and here comes Adderton. Jared Adderton, pull-up jumper, no good. Rebounded by Brown. Cottingham, no good. Brown gets the rebound. And Uptown has cut it to 15. No lead is safe here. Old school. Back over to Keyshawn Fleeton for three, and rebounded by Smith. Here comes Uptown on the charge. Ivy. Corner three, no good. Smith trying to get the rebound. Horton coming up with it, trying to go coast to coast. Passes it, Fleeton. Three-pointer, and that's good. And that might have put a bow on this one. That was Zay Horton with a big three-pointer for You Already Lost. Jared Adderton coming up with the rebound. Here comes Christopher Horton. Alley-oop, and the reverse jam by Keyshawn Fleeton. Back to a 20-point lead for You Already Lost. Cottingham rattles in and out. Horton. Adderton. Floater. Back to Smith. Brown. Fadeaway jumper. That is good. And Christopher Horton back out. Williams. Rattles in and out. Ivy coming up with a board. Well, you got to watch out. Don't get your pocket picked. Now they're just having fun out there. There's Ivy coming up with it. Devontae Brown for three and hits it. 81 to 66. Another steal. Cottingham, no good. No lead is safe in adult basketball. You could definitely go on runs as Old School misses that. Kenny Smith coming up with a rebound, and Uptown still alive in this game. What a steal there by Horton. Good defense by Smith. And better defense there by Uptown. Devontae Brown behind the back, and Anthony Smith puts it up and in, and you already lost once a timeout. 2:57 left to go. Here in this game, 81 to 68. You already lost with the lead, but Uptown is making the charge. We'll be back after this on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. All right, welcome back. 2:56 left to go in this game, and Uptown has made this a game. They were down by as many as 22, and they have come back to cut it to 13. They need a stop here. Fadeaway jumper, and that is good by Christian B. Smith, three, no good. Rebounded by Horton. Here comes Old School. Drive in. Old School with the attempted dunk. He could not get the dunk down. Ivy. Back out. Rattles in and out. Devontae Brown, no good. Rebounded by Horton. Zay Horton. Spin move. Splits the defenders. Shot is going to be, the ref saying the foul is on the floor, but I think they're going to count that shot. Zay Horton going to go to the line for the and one. We got a running clock. This one is pretty much over. I mean, it's Uptown made it interesting. They really did. But just the size and the tenacity of you already lost, and the depth has made this one in the books. And that's up and in by Horton. Horton's had a fantastic game. 87 to 70. Are you hearing the Boo Birds? Not for an adult basketball league. Stolen by Fleeton. Oh, the reverse jam, and he gets it in. Got the reverse jam by Keyshawn Fleeton. It's 89 to 70. I was telling Chris, this feels like an NBA All-Star game. Ivy, no good. Smith. I mean, everybody wants to win, but there comes a time where you want to just put on a show for the crowd. Here comes Old School with a jam! Christopher Horton, the Shaw basketball coach, with a huge slam. How fun has this game been? I know some of his Shaw players got to be watching. Look at Coach with a dunk. Shot is good by Jaron Cottingham. There we go. Oh, Jared Adderton trying to play it off the backboard. 14 seconds. Brown puts it in, 10 seconds. Let's see if we can get another dunk in here. Horton. Here we go, 5 seconds. Horton. That's in. 93-74 is your final. And you already lost with the bold nickname. Punches their ticket to the championship game back here Thursday night. Shirley B. Winston Park. They will await the winner of the next game. We've got the Vipers taking on Money Calling. That's coming up next here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Don't go anywhere. We got another fantastic matchup for you coming your way in just a minute. And a good evening. Welcome to Game 2 of the Adult Summer Basketball League semifinals. The winner of this game between Money Calling, wearing the green, taking on the Vipers, wearing the purple. They will take on You Already Lost, which punched their ticket to the championship after defeating Uptown. And in case you're wondering, yes, that is the same Columbus, Georgia Vipers team from the ABA. I had the privilege of PA announcing one of their games. They have got legends in this city, including the former Kendrick Cherokee Cortez Cheney. You've got Cornelius Thomas, Alaquan Mendenhall, Veron Moody, the former Spencer Greenwave. And they are led by their coaches, Dr. Tasha Mahone and Angela Culliver. Money Calling, led by their coach, Deshaun Lazenby. They've got several key players to look for. The former Columbus State player, Devin Porter Wilson. How about the former Hardaway Hawk, John Kiles, on this team too. You got Joe Johnson, Brandon Golston, Trey Sudbury, Elijah Vincent. We'll get ready to start this one with a chance to play in the championship game this Thursday night. By the way, we got some who's who in the building. We got Coach Kim Ellison in attendance. I'm wondering if she would want to come over and be a color commentator. She's called games on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We appreciate the Ellison sisters. We are getting ready to start this game. How about that? Cortez Cheney wearing number 4. He is just an assassin from behind the arc. We're ready to go. Ezell Pierce. You got Cornelius Thomas. Veron Moody is going to be tipping this one off. Ezell Pierce. And then Alaquan Mendenhall. The Vipers win the tip. And we are underway. Alaquan 3-ball Mendenhall gives it over to Moody. Veron Moody gets his pocket picked. Now Jaquaz Anderson up and in, and quick 2 points for Money Calling. Here comes the former Kendrick Cherokee, Cortez Cheney, taking it across the timeline. Over to Moody. Spin move off the glass and in, and we're tied at 2. Back out to Joe Johnson. Count the bucket. Dominic Henderson. It's going to go to the line. It's 4-2. Money Calling with the lead. And it's now 5-2. And here comes the Vipers, Trey Sudbury. Back out, Anquan Mendenhall, no good, and that's going to be rebounded by Money Calling. Almost blocked, no good. But getting the old rebound, and that comes up short. Mendenhall coming up with the board. Over to Cheney. Pass it over to Cornelius Thomas. That's going to stay right here with the Vipers. That wearing their, they used to be called the Georgia Vipers in the ABA. They changed their name to the Columbus Georgia Vipers. They're wearing those uniforms. Back out to Mendenhall. Cornelius Thomas. Cortez Cheney. Cheney, shot, no good. Rebounded by Joe Johnson. Here comes Money calling, 3-point lead, 3-ball, and that's no good. Back out to Cheney. Cheney, good defense. Cornelius Thomas is going to let one fly, and that's no good. And that's going to be a big rebound. Putting up the shot is Jaquez Anderson. Makes it 7-2, Money calling, who doesn't have a deep team. They only have one player on the bench. I think that could be a fatigue factor as Veron Moody ends up making it 7-4. His younger brother, Vashawn Moody, won a state championship with the Spencer Green Wave in 2022. See another state champion that's right below me. I'm not sure if I want to give him a shout out. He'd probably be okay with that, as that's Dominic Henderson with a three. It's 10-4, Money calling on top. There's a spin move. Ezel Pierce almost lost it. How about Money calling coming up with a turnover? Going coast to coast, Jaquez Anderson is fouled. Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Richard Holdridge, Chris Gates holding it down here at Shirley B. Winston. We'll be back here this Thursday for the championship game. As you already lost, going to be in the championship game. Some familiar faces, Carl Ivy Jr., Christopher Horton, Jared Adderton. We're all on that team. What an incredible team, and able to hold off the onslaught by Uptown. Uptown was making their charge. They cut it to 13. But you already lost, led by their coach, Frank Wilcox, Frank's Collision Center. They'll be in the championship this Thursday, playing the winner of this game. And that's going to be a turnover by Money calling. Here comes Money calling. Little finger roll up and in by Joe Johnson. Mendenhall with it. Good defense. And Dominique Henderson makes it 15-4. Money calling, who's only dressed 6 players, got an 11-point lead on the Vipers. Timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it here. I tell you, Chris, I can't believe it's already July. Which means exactly 1 month until we get ready for fall sports on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We're talking softball, volleyball, cross country, and of course football. That's coming up in a month and a half. So glad to be here at Shirley B. Winston Park, here in the fantastic gymnasium. This place is absolutely gorgeous. They got the football field. That's where the Isaiah Crowell football camp was held last year. And we also have the swimming pools back in open. And then also the home of Sally Little League. Moody. Get over the corner. 3-ball Mendenhall for 3. And that's why they call him 3-ball. And Quan Mendenhall with a big 3-pointer. Oh, Cheney almost got it. Cortez Cheney almost got a steal there. It's going back to Money calling. Golson. Fadeaway. 3. Good! Cheney. Back out to Moody. Cheney being guarded. 18-7, Money Calling on top. Good defense on Cortez Cheney, but what a pass. Just couldn't finish. Here comes Money Calling. Up and short. Yeah, it's going back to the Vipers. Here comes the Vipers. Barnes. 3 is good. By who else but Anquan Mendenhall. It's an 8-point lead for Money Calling. Golson over to the wing to Jaquez Anderson. Anderson splitting the defenders up and short. And that's going to be for Barnes, and he's trying to save it. Gives it back. Three-pointer is good. And it's now a 21-10 lead for Money Calling. Back out to Cheney, looking for the screen. Cortez Cheney. Bounce pass inside of Moody and got it stolen. Long pass, Henderson up and in, and it's now a 13-point lead for Money Calling. Back over to Cheney. Cortez Cheney looking for Cornelius Thomas, top of the key. Thomas short, trying to tip it back out to Dominique Henderson with the jam. Dominique Henderson makes it 25-10. There's Cortez Cheney for 3. It's now 25-13, and the Vipers, if they want to come back in this game, they got to get more shots like that one. Of course, the shooters, Cheney and Mendenhall, trying to answer back. Rebounded by Cheney. Here comes Cortez. Inside. Shot up and good by Yermon Barnes. And it's a 10-point lead for Money Calling. And we got ourselves a timeout. We'll take 1-2 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's the semifinal champ in the right to go to the championship on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We are back here, Money Calling with a 10-point lead here in the first half. Drive it, blocked, but he got his own rebound. Back out, Henderson. Henderson trying to drive. He's going to reset it. Henderson trying to split the defenders and miss the shot. Cheney going up for the board. It's going to go back to the Vipers, and maybe the Vipers can cut into this lead. The Vipers do have depth compared to Money Calling that only has one player on the bench. That could be a deciding factor toward the tail end of this game. There's three-ball Mendenhall. No good. Rebounded by Brandon Golston. Oh, Euro step, and how about that shot by number 9, but we might have been a late substitution. If you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, let us know who number 9 is so I could give him an appropriate shout out. He might have been a late addition to the roster that I got. It's a 12-point lead for Money Calling. Cheney looking for the screen. Cortez Cheney trying to reset it. Back out, not Cornelius Thomas. Number 9, that is going to be Yermon Barnes, and that's going to be an offensive foul. And it will go back to Money Calling. We want to thank Curtis Simpson and Columbus Parks and Recreation for allowing us to be here at Shirley B. Winston Park. Game 2 of the semifinal of the Adult Summer Basketball League. Fadeaway jumper. How about that shot? Giving us some dap from the crowd. That was Jaquez Anderson. Jontavius Miles. Miles looking for Cheney. Cheney almost got his pocket pick. Cheney pull up 3. Off the mark, no good. And we're going to get a foul. It might have been on Money Calling. His bodies were just flying in the air trying to get that rebound. You're going to give that back to Money Calling? Or just, this is going to go to the Vipers. Zach Williams going to inbounds it. Back out Cheney. Cheney. Shot is good. And that is who else? 3-ball Mendenhall. That's his 3rd 3 of the game, and it's now an 11-point lead for Money Calling. Golson getting trapped, and he traveled. The Vipers force the turnover. By the way, we've got some who's who in the building. We've got, of course, TJ Woodson from Carver. We got Champ Simpson and his coach, Coach Glenn from Chaco, on to watch. Of course, Curtis Simpson, who does a fantastic job with Columbus Parks and Recreation. Jontavius Miles with the ball. Dishes it inside to Barnes. Barnes gets his own rebound. And we got a foul. We got a running clock here in the first half. Winner will take on You Already Lost. What a team name. Now that Chris, that is a bold team name. To name your team You Already Lost, that's confidence. Here's Mendenhall. And Quan Mendenhall. Good defense. Over to Barnes. Barnes back to Mendenhall, trying to save it, and he was on the line, and that will be a turnover back to Money Calling. Got a pretty decent crowd here at Shirley B. Winston Park. And if you're a basketball fan, this just got an all-star game feel to it. Just high-flying action. Step up, 3, no good. By Jaquez Anderson, rebounded to the Vipers. And here comes Miles. Miles with a little floater. Back to a 10-point lead from Money Calling. Look at that move. Oh, and he got poked in the eye. Joe Johnson getting poked in the eye. That will be a foul on the Vipers. Are they going to call that a shooting foul? Actually, no, Joe Johnson's going to go get it looked at. And Money Calling is going to have to call a timeout because they only have 6 players. For the brief moment you lost one of your players because he's going to go get his eye looked at, you're down to 5 players. So they're going to call a timeout to give Joe Johnson some extra time and to try to regroup to see if he can get back in this game. But this has been pretty fun. here, the semifinals in the Adult Basketball League. And there's Joe Johnson. He's back. That was a smart timeout by Money Calling. Hey, everybody, don't forget to listen to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Tomorrow, 6 to 9, Thrift Behringer, DJ Jones. And, you know, every now and then I make an appearance. But, no, they do a fantastic job. You want to get your local national sports coverage. It's Sports Visions 92.1 FM. 6 to 9. Also on the Sports Visions Facebook and YouTube page. We might be talking about these semifinal games. Pump fake. Dominique Henderson being guarded by Cheney. Henderson got it blocked. Was that Barnes? Yeah, Barnes got a hand in there. No, that's Zach Williams. One player that I do remember from the Columbus, Georgia Vipers that I noticed that's not playing is Anthony Daniels. That is the younger brother of Angela Culliver. And appreciate Anthony Daniels. He's been a big contributor not only to the Vipers in the ABA, to they were in the PBA, and then some of the Vipers went over to become the Circle City Pythons in the ABA. Oh, what a reverse layup by Cortez Cheney. Of course, the Georgia Vipers kind of took a hiatus from playing in the fall league, and some of them played for the Dothan Snipers, but Cortez Cheney was one of those that played for the Circle City Pythons. That shot is no good, and that's going to be rebounded by Miles. Jontavius Miles trying to split the defenders. Keeps his rebound. Got it stolen. 7-point lead. Another steal. There's Miles. Back out to Mendenhall. He's got three-pointers, trying to go for 4. Let Mendenhall shoot. There's a reason why they call him 3-ball Mendenhall. Well, you can see Dr. Mahone, she is fired up over there. And we appreciate Dr. Tasha Mahone and Angela Culliver just for supporting this community when it comes to basketball. Both played at Kendrick. They love basketball. That's why they started A&T Sports and trying to get the Columbus, Georgia Vipers in the PBA. It was great just to come out to the games and watch them. And a very close-knit group as well. And we've got the championship coach from the Hardaway Lady Hawks, Coach Kelly Ellison, also in the building. You got Kim Ellison, we got Kelly Ellison. Man, we have got to get them on air. Anquan Mendenhall going to shoot this tech. 4:02 left to go here in the first half. Mendenhall makes the first. Don't forget, we got the championship back here Thursday at Shirley B. Winston Park. The winner of this game will be taking on You Already Lost, a team that is compiled of former Columbus State player Jared Adderton, Shaw head coach Christopher Old School Horton, Brookstone coach Carl Ivy Jr. Also have like Zach Horton also on that team. And did a great job beating Uptown in the first game today. And I know Thrift Behringer's going to have so much fun calling that game. This has truly been fun calling these semifinal games. Cheney inbounds. Looking for somebody, gives it back out to Miles at the top of the key. Back out to Cheney. Cortez looking for the screen. Cortez driving the baseline, puts it off the glass and in. Count the bucket for Cortez Cheney. The Vipers have cut it to 3. What a comeback by the Vipers. Cheney makes it. It's a 2-point game. Money Calling leading by 2. We may start seeing the depth of the Vipers claw their way back into this game. Brandon Goldstein got it stolen. Miles does not have the numbers, puts up the shot, and we're tied. The Vipers come all the way back down double digits to tie it here in the first half. Looking for somebody. Nice pass, and they answer. Jaquaz Anderson makes it 31-29. Money Calling with a 2-point lead. Here comes Cheney. Back out to Marcel Hawkins. Hawkins, jumper, no good. That's off the Vipers. Money Calling basketball. Top of the key. Anderson, 3, back of the iron, no good. What a rebound. Nice pass. Number 9 up and in. I tell you, number 9 having a great game for Money Calling. Here comes Cheney. Cortez Cheney looking for the screen. Cheney with a double. Nice pass inside to Barnes, and he gets fouled. And going to the line will be Yermon Barnes. If you're a basketball fan here in Columbus, this is the place to be. I mean, we've got who's who here in this gymnasium. And we appreciate everybody watching us on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And to the line will be Yermon Barnes. Barnes, arching shot, no good. 1:10 left to go here in the first half. And Barnes misses them both, but Cheney comes up with the board. And then Mendenhall, 3, no good. And here comes Money Calling. Shot up, almost shot, and up and in for Dominic Henderson. It's back to a 6-point lead for Money Calling. Barnes rattles in and out, tipped out to Miles. Barnes comes up with it. Barnes with a triple team. Tries to pull it back out. Mendenhall, 3, and he's got the bucket. And Quan 3-ball Mendenhall with his 4th 3 of the game, and he will go to the line for the 4-point play. And I'm going to go ahead and say it, Chris, unbelievable. I know Thrift and Rick will love that one. Mendenhall. And he makes it. 2-point game. Money Calling. Less than a minute to go. Don't worry, Chris. I got a couple days to rest my voice for that Columbus United game on Saturday. Oh, what a block. This is adult summer league basketball. This is exciting. Yes, I do remember his nickname is 3-ball King. Anquan 3-ball King Mendenhall. Thank you to Nandy Mendenhall for that. I was trying to remember their nicknames. Like Cortez Chaney was known as the floor general. 20 seconds, 37-33. Here comes Chaney. Pull up, up, pass to Barnes. Barnes with a block. Got that one blocked, but that's going to be a foul. I'm going to say I have not seen John Kyles in the game. I'm looking at the roster. There's only 6 players, but a total of 8 on the sheet of paper I got. I'm trying to see who number 9 would be. There's Barnes, makes that one. 37-34, 10 seconds left here in the first half. Yeah, you got to shoot that. Driving, 2, 1. And that is the half. Money Calling with a 3-point lead over the Vipers. One more half to go for the right to play in the championship here in the Adult Summer League Basketball League. Live from Shirley B. Winston Park. Presented by Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Back after this. Welcome back here to Shirley B. Winston Park. We're at halftime where Money Calling leads the Vipers 37-34, and I did get confirmation number 9 for Money Calling is E.J. Vincent, which E.J. has had a fantastic first half for Money Calling. Around the world of sports in the Chattahoochee Valley, the Columbus Cleanstones and the Montgomery Biscuits got rained out today. They're going to play a doubleheader tomorrow. Tomorrow, Columbus United FC is going to be on the road taking on Southern Soccer Academy. The Vipers trailed by as many as 11, and they have cut it to 3. And that's the efforts of Anquan 3-ball Keen Mendenhall with 4 3-pointers. Of course, this is pretty much the same Vipers team that played in the PBA, known as the Columbus, Georgia Vipers. Of course, at one time, some of these players were playing in the ABA with the Columbus Skyhawks. And we had some Skyhawks games on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We played the Circle City Pythons, and several of the Vipers were on that team. Big shout out to Ant Merritt, who's PA announcing the semifinals. And we get ready to start the second half. And Dominique Henderson gonna inbounds it for Money Calling. Gives it over to Jaquez Anderson, being guarded by Mendenhall. Anderson looking from the screen. Anderson, top of the iron, no good. And rebounded by Veron Moody. That pass over to Miles. Cornelius Thomas in a big block there by Anderson. And what a reverse layup by Joe Johnson. Oh no, E.J. Vincent, who's had a fantastic game. EJ gives Money Calling a 5-point lead. Here's Cheney. Cortez Cheney inside of Moody on the baseline. Veron Moody works his way, pump fake off the glass and in. How about Veron Moody? There's a three-pointer, no good. Moody with a rebound. Vipers trail by 3. Ezel Pierce takes it across the timeline, looking for the screen, being guarded by Joe Johnson. There's Mendenhall, three-pointer, no good. And that's going to be rebounded by Dominique Henderson. And there's Vincent, no good, and that's going to be rebounded by Pierce. Here comes Cheney, the floor general, as they call him. A veteran basketball player, the former Kendrick Cherokee. Cheney, fadeaway jumper, good. It's a 1-point lead from Money Calling. Coming up, and that's going to be a foul. Jaquez Henderson have an opportunity to extend this lead for Money Calling, led by their coach, Deshaun Lazenby. The Vipers led by their coaches, Dr. Tasha Mahome and Angela Culliver. The founders of A&T Sports. As the Columbus, Georgia Vipers did play in the PBA for a couple of seasons. There's Cheney, 3. And that's off the mark. And look at that fancy footwork and the jam by Dominique Henderson. Not only get the steal, but the tightrope down that sideline. Back to a 3-point lead for Money Calling. I got a feeling, Chris, this is going to go down to the wire. Back out to Pierce, top of the key. Looking for Mendenhall. Gotta give it to Mendenhall. He's got the range, and he's got his 5th three-pointer. That was from NBA range for the 3-ball king. Anquan Mendenhall. Henderson. And guess what, folks? We are tied. The Vipers have come all the way back. I mean, the Vipers are used to being in track meets with their opponents from the PBA, like the Dothan Snipers and the Mississippi Kings. Dominique Henderson makes the first one. It's a 1-point lead for Money Calling. And he makes them both. Here comes Cheney running the point. Cornelius Thomas on the wing. Back to Moody, top of the key. Moody being guarded by Joe Johnson. Moody shot off the glass and in. I thought the bank closed about 4 hours ago. Johnson up and in. And Joe Johnson with a big bucket. It's 45-43. Cheney. Nice pass to Moody, but blocked by Brandon Golson. They're going to call a foul. You already lost. Punched their ticket to the championship. Defeating Uptown. They will await the winner of this game Thursday night, back at it here at Shirley B. Winston Park. And Moody ends up missing that one. Yeah, Moody makes one of two. It's a 1-point lead for Money Calling. Here comes Joe Johnson. Back over to Anderson. Anderson trying to split the defenders. E.J. Vincent. Here we go, E.J. Gives Money Calling the 4-point lead. Pierce trying to answer. That's going to be a foot on the line by Cornelius Thomas. And it goes back to Money Calling. We were wondering if only having 6 players would hurt Money Calling. And, the depth of the Vipers have allowed them to come back in this game. But the athleticism of Money Calling has answered the buckets. As Dominic Henderson makes it a 6-point lead, that's going to be a turnover on Cheney. And it's going to go back to Money Calling. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube, Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Happy July to everybody. Hope everybody's having a great 4th of July weekend coming up. And there's going to be a shot by E.J. Vincent. And a steal by Vincent. What a pass. And the jam by Dominic Henderson. He's done that a couple times in this game, and that fires up the crowd. It's back to a 10-point lead from Money Calling. Cheney. That pass intended for Moody. It's going to stay right here with the Vipers. We got a substitution. Yermon Barnes going to come in for Ezel Pierce. Barnes. 3 is good. Yermon Barnes cuts it to 7. Golson. Shot. Vincent off the mark, and Mendenhall coming up with the board. Here comes Cortez. Cheney inside of Moody. Moody. Big body in the post, and that's going to be a foul on Jaquez Anderson. Moody has really just his physical presence down low, just trying to get easy buckets down in the paint. Sometimes you got to feed the rock to Moody down low to try to get an easy bucket, because he's got that pump fake move. It's hard to defend. Cheney, bounce pass into Moody. Being guarded by Joe Johnson. Moody with a spin move, fadeaway jumper. Veron Moody, no good. Tip drills. Back to Money Calling. We got a running clock here with 10:35 left to go in this game. Got a feeling this is going to go down to the wire. Got some of the members of You Already Lost just wanted to stick around to watch who they're going to play in the championship. But I was impressed with that team, as that's up and in by Jaquez Anderson. Whoever wins this game, and that's going to be a challenge, because You Already Lost has depth and they have experience. As Cortez Cheney, no good. Rebounded by Cornelius Thomas, driving the baseline. Thomas gets it taken out of his hands. That's going to go back to Money Calling. The team consists of You Already Lost, led by their coach Frank Wilcox, the Spencer JV coach, Frank's Collision Center. Going to be playing in the championship, which features Columbus State Jared Adderton. That is up and in by E.J. Vincent, who's had a fantastic game for Money Calling. Mendenhall was trying to look for it. Here's Cornelius Thomas, no good. How about Cortez Cheney cleaning up the glass? As the Vipers trying to get back in this game. Back out to Anderson, being guarded by Cheney. Jaquez Anderson looking for the screen from E.J. Vincent, and Anderson's going to be fouled, but it's going to be before the shot. Nice bounce pass. E.J. Vincent coming up short. And it's going to be rebounded by Golson. Now back to Anderson, top of the key. Guarded by Cheney. Anderson trying to get around Cheney. Puts up a shot. And they're going to call a foul on Cortez Cheney. I thought that was good defense by Cheney. And Jaquez Anderson going to go to the line for two. This is the second game of the semifinals in the Adult Summer Basketball League, presented by Columbus Parks and Recreation. Special shout out to Curtis Simpson, who has allowed us to live stream the semifinal games. And I tell you, it has been a lot of fun. You know, it inspired me, though, Chris, because I played a little pickup basketball this morning at Fort Benning's Gymnasium. Took my daughter out there, and we ran into a father-daughter combo and said, hey, you want to play 2-on-2? I tell you what, Chris, I still got it. We played to 11, had to win by 2. Just like when Paul Pierce hit that game of 5 winning shot against the Hawks, I called game. When the reporter asked, did you call bank? And Paul Pierce said, I called game. Don't worry, the Hawks went on to win that series against the Wizards. 7-13. We're just having fun here. Shirley B. Winston Park. 10-point lead for Money Calling. We do have a timeout on the floor. The big question mark for Money Calling, would the lack of depth hurt them in this game, only having 6 players? But you could tell. We haven't even mentioned Jonathan Kiles or Devin Porter Wilson. It's been Dominic Henderson, it's been Jaquez Anderson, Brandon Golson, and E.J. Vincent. They have been fantastic in this game. Nice pass to Moody. And an easy bucket for Veron Moody. It's an 8-point lead for Money Calling. Nice screen. Top of the key. Golson lost it. Moody, turnover. Cornelius Thomas, and that's good. What a pass by Yermont Barnes. And it's a 6-point lead for Money Calling. Anderson driving, blocked by Barnes. Cheney coming up with it. Here comes Cornelius. And it's now a 4-point lead. It's a 6-0 run for the Vipers. Almost got it stolen. Johnson comes up short. Yanked away by Miles. And that pass is going to stay right here with the Vipers. I tell you, this has been a treat to see the Vipers back in action. 2022, I reached out to Angela Culliver, Dr. Tasha Mahone. They allowed me to PA announce one of their games in the PBA in 2022. And I got to know the Vipers, a very good group of guys. Cortez Cheney has been on my podcast like 4 or 5 times. I appreciate everybody from the Vipers that played in the PBA, now playing here in the Adult Summer Basketball League. And plus wearing their Georgia Vipers jersey to kind of taking a stroll back down memory lane. It's a great sight to see. And that's going to be a traveling violation and a turnover on Money Calling. Up by 4 with 4:38 left to go here in this contest. Are they going to call that foul on Money Calling? Or no, the turnover. Are they calling that a turnover? No, it's going to stay here with Money Calling. So Brandon Golson is going to inbounds it. Over to, that's Henderson. Dominic Henderson looking for the screen, baseline. Pass it to Johnson. Vincent, and he traveled. E.J. Vincent taking too many steps, and the Vipers have a chance to cut into this lead. As Cheney inbounds it over to Pierce. Or Jontavius Miles, rather. There's Miles. Back over to Barnes, top of the key. Barnes, shot up, no good. And rebounded by Vincent. Shot is up, and that is good. Dominic Henderson makes it a 6-point lead for Money Calling. Thomas inside of Moody. Moody with a double team. Moody, shot, no good. Shot is up, and count the bucket by Yermont Barnes. Are they calling that a jump ball? Yeah, the ref called it a jump ball. It's not a foul. It's a jump ball. Thought that was a foul. It's going to go back to the Vipers, but that shot is not going to count. As we got a running clock here, 2:39 left to go here in this contest. Pass inbounds. Cheney off the glass, too strong. And Money Calling coming up with a rebound. Good rebound there. And that shot is up and good coast to coast for Money Calling and Dominic Henderson, and it's back to an 8-point lead. Cornelius Thomas for two. Henderson. And he gets it. Now we're going up and down in the last 2 minutes. That shot is off. Driving the lane, Golson. No good. Thought about taking it. That's no good. And Miles coming up with a board. Timeout, 1:33. Money calling. 8-point lead over the Vipers. The winner will be taken on You Already Lost. In the championship. How about that? So this started as a league, and they had tournament play, and they played at 2 locations. Here at Shirley B. Winston Park, and then the Recreation Center at Salmon Road. And they've had several teams, including a team from Fort Benning, the Fort Benning Yellow Jackets. But here, we've got one more spot in the championship up for grabs. With 1:33 left to go, can Money Calling, a team with only 6 players, and they've really only played 5, can they hang and win this game with only having really playing 5 players? The Vipers with the basketball. Thomas looking for the screen. Cornelius Thomas splitting the defenders. Cornelius Thomas all the way to the rack. It's a 6-point lead for Money Calling. Can the Vipers get a stop? Goldson all the way, and that's no good. Rebounded by Cortez Cheney. Here come the Vipers. Stolen. Vincent. Big steal, less than a minute to go. I think the Vipers need a foul here. Cheney almost got that one. Back out, Johnson trying to reset it. You got a foul here. I don't think they want a foul. Back out. Anderson, Henderson. And they are going to run this clock out. What a valiant effort for the Vipers. It's Goldson now with it. The Vipers cut it to 1. They did tie it, but it was just too much Money Calling. And we will have a championship game this Thursday night between You Already Lost and Money Calling. Don't forget, we'll be back here Thursday night at Shirley B. Winston Park. Once again, the final score, Money Calling 65, the Vipers 59. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see you Thursday.